Hey there, good Friday afternoon. Chief Meteorologist Nick Jansen taping this right at 1 p.m. This is your YouTube forecast update. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button as this time we're going over why it's so hot and humid for about the next week and a half or so, and just some of the dry conditions that we will have. So that's the next big thing that we're giving you the first alert to, is another heat dome. And we kind of had this about a week and a half ago or so. And essentially, we just have a really strong upper level high. That's essentially what's happening. And this high pressure system creates a heat dome. What happens around a high is we have sinking air, so clouds aren't able to form. There's really no showers or thunderstorms. And depending on where the high pressure system is located at will depend on, okay, where the storm track is at and just how hot and humid conditions will be. So the high pressure system is forecasted to be a little farther off to the west here and to the north, and that forces the jet stream farther up to the north. So you can see that ridging here with the jet stream. So the high centered here, the ridge, and then we have just a slight trough kind of over the Great Lakes and then the far northeastern half of the United States. What happens is we call this the ring of fire sometimes in this vicinity of where the jet stream is at. That is where typically showers and thunderstorms form, and we kind of saw that the last 2 weeks with the flash flooding and the really strong thunderstorms across Minnesota, the Dakotas. We were kind of in that ring of fire range the last 2 weeks. Well, now it's farther off to the east, really not impacting southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. So that is why we're pretty dry. And looking at some long range forecasts, notice from tomorrow, Saturday, we are dry all the way through next week, the following weekend, and on that Monday. I believe that's July 20th. So a long period of dry weather. And if we look at the next 10 days, this is the European ensemble. So this is just our QPF, our quantitative precipitation forecast. And notice we are below average, so minus 0.93 in Rochester, so we're looking right in this vicinity. But notice just all the dry conditions as a whole, even where we could see some showers and thunderstorms I think, through next week, we're still pretty dry, or at least below average. The GFS ensemble agrees with it. We're pretty dry, again, in southern Minnesota, northern Iowa, through the upper Midwest. This does have some of that precipitation closer towards the Ohio River Valley and not necessarily the Great Lakes. So that'll be something that we'll watch, but really just looking at those dry conditions, I think, through the weekend and into next week. In terms of our long-term temperature outlook, this is for July 16th through the 20th from the Climate Prediction Center. They place a 70 to 80% chance at above average temperatures. Then we look even farther out. This is all the way through July 24th, still looking at a 40 to maybe 50% chance at above average temperatures all the way through July 24th. So we are looking at some pretty warm temperatures. Again, it is summer. I don't necessarily think we're looking at oppressive heat, but again, still hot. Maybe some upper 80s and low 90s Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We could get some heat indices reaching maybe 98 to 102. We'll see. We may need a first alert day for one of those days, just depending on if our heat indices do reach the low 100s Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. The biggest thing is we are dry and we will be muggy. I think those dew points will probably be in the low 70s by about Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That'll do it for this forecast update on this Friday. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, comment, ask us any type of weather-related questions, and we'll try to answer those too. Have a great weekend ahead.